The only reason you will settle for a mediocre life is because you have never actually truly asked yourself what it is that you actually want. And because you have not truly asked yourself, you don't have clarity. You don't have clarity, you don't have purpose. You don't have something from deep within that's driving you. You are letting the external world drive you. The resume on paper, the surface validation, the validation you get from telling people, oh, I'm a this and this and that, pleasing your parents, your friends, living in accordance with the social contract that you were taught you're supposed to follow. Now, for most people, this is completely fine. They will go about their entire life living this way, and ignorance is bliss. How can you be unhappy if you don't even realize you can be unhappy about living the life you're currently living? That's the irony. It's only when you develop a sense of awareness and you go deeper into asking the question, what is it that I actually want? Oh boy, now you're in trouble. You're in trouble now. Why? Because you started asking the fucking questions. And when you start asking the fucking questions, the little policeman goes, no, we don't ask those questions here. We don't ask those questions here. And so then you have a decision. Do I keep asking questions? Do I keep seeking the truth? Or should I shut up, sit down, put my head back down under the parapet, and just go back to work? Go back to falling asleep, going back to how things are. How things are. Except you can't. You can't because something starts pulling you forth, something beyond you. It's no longer your own selfish little hedonistic desires for pleasure and validation and status seeking that drives you. No. That stuff stops mattering to you. Something bigger takes its place. And whatever placeholder word you want to put in there, I will call it God. God takes its place. You realize you are a sovereign, divine soul, created in the image of God, with God in you and the heart of Christ in your heart. And all of that spiritual power, when you're asleep, is just woo-woo nonsense to you. But when you wake up and you feel that, if not for the first time, something changes permanently in you. And that permanent change you can't run away from anymore. You can't ignore. Because to speak the truth, to live in truth, is the only way to live. You see how you spend your whole life living little lies. Little, big, white, gray, black lies. You see how living in those lies has deceived you your whole life. You also simultaneously see how the inner world and the outer world mirror each other. People and society and politics, it's all a game of playing lies. And the common layperson will fall for those lies and believe in those lies because they haven't woken up. But when you wake up, you see all of them. You see every single one of the lies. And you actually realize most of the lies that you see, first you see it in yourself, and then you see it everywhere in society. Why? Because your inner self is actually just a reflection of the mass lies that society tells you. And you internalize those lies. You realize they are lies because they are not your truth. They were spoon-fed to you. Propaganda, brainwashing, programming. You didn't ask for it. You didn't consciously choose to have that belief, to celebrate that holiday, to have to spend $10,000 on a ring to get married. Name the social construction. It's all just an arbitrary part of this game. And we struggle so hard to find our identity within this game. And a part of us feels deeply trapped without being able to say it. Why is that? It's because we have been living in a lie our whole life. And it's only when you become aware of that fact and you decide you will not live in those lies any longer. That is your salvation. That is the salvation. Let me ask you this. Why did they crucify Jesus? Jesus went against the matrix, and the matrix crucified him. Do you think we're living in a time that's any different? History repeats itself with different characters on the screen and a different background. But the themes and the archetypal patterns, the patterns are all the same. And you realize we're just playing the same loop over and over and over and over and over again until somebody wakes up. In Buddhism, they call this the wheel of samsara, the wheel of suffering, because you will chase pleasure only to amount to pain, in which you will try to chase more pleasure, in which will only amount to pain. You'll chase happiness only to amount to more unhappiness, and then you try to chase more happiness, which will only lead to more unhappiness. It's all a cycle. It's all a cycle. You have to break out of this cycle, right? Think of a wheel. The wheel, the tires spin, but the hub in the middle, the axis point, that is the stillness through which the entire wheel spins. If you can watch the universe, if you can watch the world, if you can watch politics, if you can watch your own inner mind, if you can watch your relationship, if you can watch people, if you can watch, I think I already said society, from the center point that doesn't move, but which everything moves around it. That is called meditation. That is called awareness. That is called being conscious. You're conscious, you're aware, but you're unattached. You're not on this fucking wheel spinning around and around and around, going in circles. Right? Why do they call it the hamster wheel? Instead, you are the present witness, the I, and you can see everything with clarity. And from this state of clarity, you get to decide. Are you a creator or are you a consumer? We are programmed to be consumers. Think of how successfully they've done that for the holidays. We are all programmed to be consumers. To discover a true sense of purpose, you have to shift to being a creator. Being a creator means you are in total control of your life. You are responsible for the thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, the way you act, the way you behave, the way you react, respond to others, to situations. And you do that from a place of love, not out of condemnation, not out of anger, not out of fear, not out of brutality, but you do it out of love. What would be the best for myself? What would be the best for the people around me? And when you live in meditation, right? What do I mean when I say in meditation? When you live in the consideration, in the pondering of that eternal mystery, of this eternal mystery called life, life starts to open up to you. Things start to become beautiful in ways that you've never noticed before because you're always too busy thinking about the past or chasing the imaginary future that you are never here. And when you are here, you start to see how many blessings you have in front of you right now in this moment. The material things you have around you, the food, the gadgets, the iPhone, the people around you, how things had to line up in a way that was utterly not in your control in order to make pivotal moments in your life happen. This is a long one, holy. If you're still here, you are a fucking G. I'm gonna end it here. Stay tuned for more shit like this. Peace.